Lovers alright mush, Armour Pants here, got another videos for you tonight. This one is Platoon run the Panzer IV with a derp gun, which I was asked about, is it good in Platoon? Bloody is, so let's have a look. So he asked Yuri from clan leading Sm1le clan if you give me a hand out with this. Yuri, as you know, super unicorn player, fantastic guy to play with, and we do a pretty good platoon here, so just thought I'd share it with you. Before that, just a couple of other excellent YouTube channels I'd like to draw your attention to. Baby on Blitz, that's Sm1le, he's Tanker, Psycho Badge, Simon Derry Me, and Sm1le World of Tank Blitz, which is Yuri's own channel from Sm1le clan. Underutilised channels, brilliant, you learn a lot from them, and also be recon players, so subscribe. And here's some World of Tank Blitz assets I'd recommend for you. Blitzhanger.com for updates, everything about tanks, etc. And blitzstars.com for clan and individual stats, and also some tank information, etc. So if you can help the guys with a donation or anything, brilliant. If not, just utilise them, spread the word. Alright, cheers. So on to the game. So as I said, I was asked before, armoured, is the old Panzer IV with the derp gun, is it good for a platoon? Fuck it is, mate. It's fucking awesome for a platoon. Why so, I hear you say? Well, I'll fucking tell you right now, because together in one platoon round that's from both of you can fucking roll up to 1000 alpha. If you consider you're playing 4, 5 or 6 tier, fuck me, that's some alpha roll. Basically, you can take out almost any tank with one round, or certainly with two. Even something heavily armoured, like one of the tier 6 monsters, like a T150 or something, so there you go. And if you're up against a tier 4, holy shit, it's like John Cena up against a midget. He hasn't a fucking chance. So, these guns are going to pump out anything from 450 to 1000 alpha damage with one platoon round. That's a round from each of you, so just think about that. Fucking devastating. Now, a few caveats on that. You do need to get used to the rounds. You need to keep your shell selector open. You need to realise you're not going to be getting into big distance battles. It's fucking useless from distance, it's like a relationship. Long distance doesn't work. You need to be up close and personal, so yeah. But once you get used to shell selection, once you get used to how the tank actually works, the dynamics of the gun, if you're playing with another decent player, then you're going to be lethal. Now in this game I'm playing with somebody better than a decent player. I'm playing with Yuri, clan lead from Sm1le, who is a fantastic super unicorn player and a pleasure to play with as always. I adopt my normal tactics when I'm playing with him, which is my lost dog tactics. I just follow him around like a lost fucking dog. And it works every time. I can just switch my brain off, turn the thumbs on, and Bob's your fucking uncle. Now, normally as I said, we just follow him around, but here we just split a bit because, we're talking to each other on Skype, so we're constantly advising, updating each other and giving each other advice, telling each other where we should go, what we should do, what our plans are. So what we did here was we split, so we could take those two big guns so that neither of them would be able to focus on one of us. And I'm just going to give you that passage of play here from Yuri's perspective, because we both recorded it, so then you can see from his perspective. Now we do something unusual here that a lot of players wouldn't do, is that instead of going one side, he goes down into the spot. And that's something that personally I wouldn't normally do myself, but I haven't played with Yuri now. You see how effective it is, because whether the reds go left or right, doesn't matter whether you bet black or red in the roulette, you're going to come up a winner, right? You're going to spot them either way. And if you're in a medium tank or a light tank that's map terrain friendly and able to get around, then you've got a good chance of spotting them and getting yourself out of trouble and into a position where you can take some damage, which is exactly what we fucking do here. So Yuri backs off here. You see the back on too. Now, brain fired here getting his way. Then I think I'm wrong fucking way. Then I go wrong fucking go. Fuck, I better go back. Get up and get on a 6 again. So you can see there, as I told you, may as well be throwing tennis balls at distance, it's just fucking not working. But he comes up here now, and he gets a bit lucky here. The KV is going to zoomed in. I don't know what the fuck he's doing, but whatever he's doing, he's not fucking looking at Yuri. And now he only starts to pay attention to him. But you will see one of the dangers of the gun here, and that it does bounce. It can bounce at those angles. Unfortunately, Yuri cops a fucking Vindaloo round right up the arsehole here in a second. Fucking arsehole is on. Oh fuck, the arse is gone. Fuck, fucking fire extinguisher. Where the fuck is that fire extinguisher? Get the fire brigade out. Get the fire brigade out. Stay out. Fuck. Arse is on fucking fire there. You managed to recover. Takes out another fucking dude there. Now back to my perspective. So as you can see, the hetzer was coming around there, Yuri's just taking out that KD, so instead of going back around to follow Yuri, what I do is I decide to come up behind that hetzer, and you'll see the power of this gun here. Now, that's one HE round right at the arse, and it's a one shot, which in the tier 4, tier 5 is pretty impressive, right? So Sam likes a massive vindaloo round right up the arse hole. We come back around here. Now the two of us are in place, and we've got our selections fucking red alert here. And you can just start pounding in the fucking shells here. You know, you can see I'm pounding them, I'm using heat, and then I'm going to switch, I mean HE and heat combination. I'm going to switch to heat now because we've got the SU-5, the AMX blocking me, he's cock blocking me, you know, that girl you're after the party, and our best mate just doesn't want you talking to her, she cock blocks you, so there you go, AMX cock blocking me, cheers mate. But anyway, it didn't really matter at the end. We totally fucking ripped the arse out of the poor Reds there. By the way, I wasn't, I actually don't know what I was doing, I thought the game was over. A brain fart or something like that, so then I was like, where's Yuri going? Why hasn't Battle End come up? Oh, because there's somebody left, fucking idiot. So anyway, here we go, and I pop one into him here. So I was just using heat, because the M7, like all American tanks, the arse on it is fucking weak as fuck. And I switch back to heat, and then I take it out as well. So I think myself and Yuri, I think we finished number 1 and number 2 in this game, and I think we had a pretty solid game. But you can see the effect of how good those guns are together. I mean, we took out that KD, we took out the hetzer, you know, and we took them all out with just a few shots. Back to Yuri's perspective here now, so you can see what happened when I was just taking out that hetzer. What he was up to there, he is taking out the Matilda, and then he comes back around to join me, and then we're going to combine our gunpowder again. We just speeded it up, by the way, because you've already seen the game, so I didn't want you to be bored or whatever, but just I did want you to see Yuri's perspective, because you know, he is such a great player, and it's always good to see just, you know, how he moves the tank around, etc. The positioning, and then the use of the shell selection, etc. So it's a lesson for all of us to learn. And then he goes off looking for the red, which I actually found because I thought the game was over, like a big fucking muppet. Now again, he thought he had the kill there. Again, the gun, you know, no matter how good a player is, a bit unreliable. And then now lazy bollocks, muppet balls myself there, who thought the game was over, I get to kill. Just look at the derpiness of this gun. Just thought I'd have a quick look again at this. I mean, because this is the power of this gun, you know. And it's also sort of you know, it's a bit of a binary code gun, because you know, if I was in front of that hetzer, I may not have penned it even with HE. But once you're behind, it's a completely different story. And you can see that. I mean, like a 440 roll in tier 4, 5, 6 is very nice, right? Very, very nice indeed. So anyway, that's the game. So I hope you enjoyed it. Please check out Yuri's YouTube channel, Sm1le, World of Tank Blitz. Subscribe if you can. And yeah, cheers for that. Cheers mush. Like us on YouTube, Twitter, and all other shit. Take care. Talk to you soon. Cheers now. Boys.